Hey everybody, today I'm going to make a video about all of my original 60s albums that don't include the Beatles and the Kinks. So just, it's not like British Invasion type stuff, but they're all original 60s albums. So anyway, let's get going. Right, we're starting off with the Rolling Stones, Out of Their Heads. This copy isn't in brilliant condition, but we got it cheap, so it's alright. It's on Decca, on the, can't get it out, on the old red Decca label. Next up is this is actually a late 50s record. It's the Buddy Holly story on Coral, and it's just a lot of his greatest hits. Good album though. Plays quite well. Got this yesterday for £3. The Monkees, original 67 album, 66, 67, I think. Yeah. It's got a picture of each member of the band, and as the songs, it's got the theme from the Monkees as well, which is really good. Mono, on RCA Victor. Great. Now this is a really good original Shadows album on Columbia, and it's in stereo. And mostly instrumentals, obviously, with it being a Shadows album, although it does have a few vocals on. And I'd never heard the Shadows sing until this point, and they're actually pretty good singers. Comes in its original sleeve, and it's on Columbia stereo. I also got this yesterday for £3. A Gene Pitney album from 1964. It Hurts to Be in Love. Really good album actually, especially the title track. Although it's got some really good songs on. Quite rocky, to be honest. That's good. An original Billy J Kramer album in mono. The album's called Listen. It's on Columbia, and it includes the cover of I Call Your Name by the Beatles, and this is actually his only album. Only had one album out. PARLOPHONE label, very similar to the Beatles records at the time. Now on to Jerry and the Pacemakers. How do you like it? This is his first album, and it's absolutely phenomenal. This is in mono. He's got it's the majority of his covers, but they are really, really good. Just like things like Slow Down, Shot Rhythm and Blues, and obviously it's got the famous one, You'll Never Walk Alone. Absolutely brilliant. I really like the cover for this album as well. And this is a stereo copy of the same album. Also really good. And this is Jerry and the Pacemakers' Ferry Across the Mersey. This is from the film Ferry Across the Mersey, in mono. It's Jerry and the Pacemakers with Cilla Black and The Foremost. And on this album, every Jerry and the Pacemakers song is written by them, so no covers this time. And it's got I Love You Too by The Foremost, and a George Martin one, All Quiet on the Mersey Front. That'll be an instrumental, no doubt. And of course, the Cilla Black, Is It Love, on side 2. And it finishes with Ferry Across the Mersey. Brilliant, brilliant song. One of my favourites. And believe it or not, I've got the entire Jerry and the Pacemaker album collection, all 2 of them. Only 2 albums, which is a real shame because they're fantastic. Anyway, now on to Freddie and the Dreamers. Original 60s LPs in mono and Columbia. Now these are generally filled with covers, but they are good. If you've got to make a fool of somebody, that's a Freddie and the Dreamers song, really good. This is a single. And a lot of them just standards like Kansas City, Some of the Guy, Money, all 3 of which the Beatles did. I Understand, that's another good song that was released as a single. Mono. You Were Made For Me. Pretty much the same as the first album. A few original songs with a lot of covers. Still quite good though. Ironically, it doesn't actually include the song You Were Made For Me. In fact, the album's called You Were Mad For Me. Yeah, but there's a single called You Were Made For Me as well. And yeah, again, it's just a lot of standards. A few Buddy Holly ones on here actually. Like it doesn't matter anymore. Now, this lot of Freddie and the Dreamer albums aren't really what you call rock and roll. Certainly a huge career change into sort of like an entertainer, like a pantomime type stuff. Anyway, this is Freddie and the Dreamers in Disneyland. From a lot of Disney movies like Summer Magic, Pinocchio, Mary Poppins, Dumbo. Goes on. Yeah, with varying degrees of quality, shall we say. Well, sing-along party. Just a lot of traditional songs on there, with a few Freddie and the Dreamers ones. The good thing about these albums is though that they all have the EMI text sleeves. To be honest, I think the less said about this album, the better. Certainly not something like you would dance to. Put it that way. Right, and these next few are just like 60s compilations. The Mersey Sound. This is the 1988 reissue. Basically, the lineup may look really good, but it's virtually all re-recorded, unfortunately, which is never as good. Sunday Afternoon. This is again a 60s compilation, although it is the original artists, and this is actually a really good compilation. Got some good bands like the Turtles, the Kinks, the Birds, Small Faces, all sorts of good stuff really. Quite a good album. And finally, 25 Rock and Roll and Greats. Again, original stars. This is like a really good rock and roll album though. It's got a lot of 50 stuff like the Everly Brothers and Bill Haley, Gene Vincent, all that type of stuff. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to do a video on EPs and singles as well from the 60s. EPs and singles. Well, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.